during the show.
No, well, hey, that's oh, we are live. I was about to say this isn't a good show until Lacey starts to get drinking.
You need to warn somebody, Mr. 411.
I'm about to say that thing just popped up red. It's like, oh my!
Backstage, they don't need to know about.
Yeah. So, hey, Lacey, yeah, we had our production meeting at 6:00. Me and LT were on earlier, and we just talked because he's all excited. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this to you, Sutton or Njoku. Who has a better fantasy day?
Cortland Sutton or Njoku?
David Njoku.
Oh, Sutton.
Okay. Well, LT said we tell LT's a chance, but
I mean, and I say that it's Jameis. Come on, you never know what you're gonna get.
That's true.
In Denver or in Cleveland?
They're playing in Denver. So
hey,
LT,
I like the way he's playing. I like the way he's keeping it competitive, but it's still Jameis.
Yeah. So, but yeah, LT's going back 6 weeks ago when he sees that goose egg by Cortland Sutton. Says, "I got a chance. It's happened before."
Oh, wait a minute! Is somebody's a game on the line tonight?
Yeah. It's LT and 411. They're coming down to Monday night.
What's the spread?
Well, Mr.
I'm down 12. I'm down 12 points.
12 points. Does he have anybody going?
He has Cortland Sutton. I have David Njoku.
Hey, now Lacey, we said the same thing when it was Donovan McNabb versus Jason Witten back in the day, So but
that was a while ago. Even for you, that's reaching back.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get LT.
What happened last week?
Say, hey, well, Mr. 4-1's got nothing to lose because Mr. 4-1, he's got pretty much first place locked up. But LT could move to number 2 if he wins and the second place team loses. So that's why LT could actually move up and get the bye week and all that. So that's why he really.
Is this the last week? I thought it was next week.
No, for the listener league, this is the last week.
Really?
Yeah, we're kind of like a week early based due to the podcast and all that and stuff like that. So
okay, but for other leagues,
like our league in Atlanta, Lacey. Mm-hmm. Next week's, of course, to everybody listening, Lacey, congratulations! Even though you lost, you still have the number 1 seed. And number 1 seed's really important in that league because that's the only team that gets a bye in that league because we play 7 teams into the playoffs. But congratulations, locking it up a week early. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now I feel special.
Yeah. So, hey, while we're on that, hey, we'll just I'll go through the news real quick if you don't mind. I want to apologize to LT with Christian McCaffrey being lost. He's pretty much I got confirmation that he's out for the year now. So it's just his backup Jordan Mason came in after he got hurt and he got hurt and got put. Yeah, so they got the Jaguar wide receiver treatment for the running backs. So he's out. So hey, we'll talk about the running backs to pick up on the waiver wire portion. But yeah, Christian McCaffrey and Jordan Mason both exited the game and both have been placed on IR. However, Christian McCaffrey, they said he's just going to be gone they're just going to sit him for the rest of the year and hope he can bounce back next year. Yeah.
They won't be in the playoffs. So.
No, not in the playoffs. Yeah, it's just one bad news after another. It's one of those Purdy getting hurt, Debo being hurt throughout the year, and they just came out with a thing. Their all-star linebacker Fred Warner, he said he was playing on a broken ankle since week 4. And he says, hey, now all these offensive guys are getting, not playing because of hurt wrist and stuff. I ain't taking the shot anymore. I'm not going to play on a broken ankle anymore. So Fred Warner, he will be missed. So yeah, 49ers, it's a lost season and they'll look to regroup next year. Cedric Tillman, for the Cleveland, he is not in tonight. So I hope nobody was, he did not clear a concussion protocol. So he's out. Rashad Bateman exited the game in Baltimore, Philadelphia with a knee injury. Lad McConkey, another one of LT's players. Although LT, at least he got you the 20 points before he exited. So, you got to be happy about that. But that's kind of like a day-to-day thing with the knee. We'll see how it is. He has definitely established himself as Justin Herbert's number one target. So definitely keep an eye on that.
He didn't even practice last week. He went through walkthroughs on Friday and Saturday. He didn't even practice much last week.
And which is kind of impressive that he went through that, and they still traveled cross country and still, he still played and gutted it out to another, 100-yard game. So, he's gutting it out in there. Calvin Austin exited the Steelers game, but hey, how about Russell Wilson? We might have to talk about him on the stud section, especially after after calculator badmouthed him last week. Pull up the tape. I said Russell Wilson is not a fantasy quarterback. Don't trust him. And all he does is go out and throws 400 yards and.
He heard you, obviously.
Yeah, he heard me. It's like, oh my gosh. Hey, I'm gonna have to start bad mouthing. I'm gonna have to start bad mouthing my own team, Lacey. There we go. Tight end, big tight end news. Taysom Hill exited the game, and it looks like it's not official, but with the Saints pretty much being out of playoff contention, I have no. I wouldn't be surprised if they place him on IR. So I think Taysom Hill is done for the year.
Again, there's nothing to play for there.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, and if those knee injuries, you don't want to mess around too much. And then Theo Johnson on Thanksgiving, the tight end for the Giants, reports that it's a foot injury, but I'm saying again, Lacey, you said it, I said it, nothing to play for, no need to gut it out. I actually think the Giants could be playing for the number one overall draft pick. They released it. It won't
matter because they'll screw it up, but.
Yeah, they need to get an offensive line to protect that quarterback first, So this isn't we're looking at teams that go to better situations. Like Jane Daniels went to Washington, has a better offensive line than Caleb Williams for Chicago, and it's proving it on the field. We talk about studs and duds. We Jane Daniels and LT. Just a preview to the mini draft. LT, you cannot have Jane Daniels this week. Okay, he's out. He's on a bye week this week. So don't be. I know. Josh Allen has has taken a second seat to Jane Daniels for LT's favorite player for the mini draft.
Temporary.
Temporary. So is there any other injuries that you guys saw that y'all might want to talk about?
I mean, you touched on Trevor Lawrence, and apparently down here in the Jacksonville area, they're all in mourning.
So, that was a nasty hit too. I mean, and he was in a slide, and then of course a fight breaks out, which that's going to happen if you have a franchise quarterback and offensive lineman is going to take. And in my opinion, it was a dirty hit. I mean, I'm not a Jags fan. I'm not any fan for those teams. I don't have a horse in that race. But the guy, he was sliding down, and then the guy took a headshot, and that's why he got ejected from the game. New York actually called that one in and said, "Hey, New York said if you don't get him ejected, New York is calling for the ejection." So that was a nasty hit. But
when everybody's in motion like that, you can't stop your momentum.
So
I was looking at it because they played it over and over and over. I'm like, okay, he's going into a slide and he's launching. It's like it was inevitable to be a collision. It's unfortunate the way that where it hit, but I don't think that was intentional, but it was still ugly.
Yeah. Well, New York said it was, so that's why New York called it in and said it. But yes, Trevor Lawrence, I did omit that. I don't know if that's, again, they don't have nothing to play for either. who's the quarterback there? Mac Jones, is he the backup in Jacksonville?
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. So I mean, he's Brian Thomas was in there catching a touchdown. They had all sometimes it's a crapshoot for Jacksonville who's going to. Although Brian Thomas,
crapshoot in Jacksonville.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, I'm thinking multiple weeks for again. Although my notes say it's a shoulder injury. So I don't know if it's a shoulder / concussion. I don't know if he officially went into concussion protocol. So yeah, okay. So that's what it looks like, and we still don't know the situation when Alexander Madison or Zamir White will be back. They both did miss the game, and still no word on when they return. And the Vegas Raiders don't care because the Raiders, yeah.
Abdullah was another dud.
Yeah. Well, that's because who was it? The guy that came out of nowhere. It was Sincere McCormick.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Yeah, exactly. Anytime you have a guy named Sincere, he was not on people's draft boards, I assure you. But yeah, 12 carries, 63 yards against the Chiefs. He's the one that caused, out snapped Abdullah, which was kind of surprising, especially after Abdullah was so productive in his worst. But yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about him in the waiver wire portions.
I'll tell you what, though. There's this. I can't remember which show it is. I think it's one of the NFL channels. Talk kind of football talk shows, and there's a segment they call that helps no one. I love that segment.
No.
Like,
oh yeah, like as a.
It's like nobody started that guy.
And let me tell you something. I see it all the time. In one of my leagues, I'm a Justin Jefferson over. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I saw the Minnesota game, and I see Justin Jefferson catching all these balls, getting down there, and then touchdown to Johnny Munt. It's like, what in the world? Where did that come from? I mean, and it's been like that all week. I mean, you got Naylor getting touchdowns. I think Naylor has as many touchdowns as Justin Jefferson this year. So it's crazy with the Minnesota.
Teams decide they're going to shut him down, and that's what they concentrate on. They don't care who else blows up.
Yeah. So, and that's why, folks, if you're going to get in a Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase conversation, I'm going to go with a Jamar Chase because he's one of those guys that can create after the catch. If you look at Justin Jefferson, a lot of times it's catch and he gets tackled. You see every now and then he's not a guy that catches it and there's 2 people in front of him and he can juke it out and run it. Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase is a different type. So I think after this, we also got to see, Jamar Chase, if he goes on the franchise tag, because he's still under contract. So, his contract's up this year, but they have 2 years that they can't franchise him because they can't franchise T. Higgins next year because of T. Higgins is gone this year. So I think they're going to say, I think Cincinnati being Cincinnati, they're just going to franchise Jamar Chase and see what happens. So, but yeah, hey, studs and duds. Yes. Hey, Larry, what, you got a stud you want to mention?
Hang on, I've got another injury for you.
Oh,
one more injury for you.
Okay, hey, bring it up.
Dallas Goedert's got a knee injury.
Oh, that's right. Exited.
He went down with the knee injury. They said he could be eligible for the short-term IR, which means Grant Calcaterra is his backup. So he may need to be on our waiver wire list this week.
And that's a good point because we don't know when Devontae Smith's coming back. So if you're down Devontae Smith and you're down Goddard, although – you're seeing what they're doing when they don't want to pass it. Do they really need to pass the ball when they got Saquon Barkley doing what he's doing every single week? I mean, Baltimore was the number 2 ranked rush defense, and Saquon Barkley and that offensive line just warmed down. And then Saquon Barkley had another, and Mr. 401 knows this very well as a Saquon Barkley owner, that he just exploded again in the fourth quarter. So it's just in one of those things, but yes, that's a very good point. Calcaterra for those. Hey, we're talking about tight ends. Taysom Hill's off the list now because he exited. I talked about his injury, and we got 6 teams on a bye. You got Zach Ertz, who was everybody's fill-in on this short term. He's on a bye this week. You got Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. People were playing Isaiah Likely this year. Both of those tight ends are on a bye this week. And then, we got,
Houston.
Dalton Schultz, exactly. Houston on a bye. Indianapolis. Well, I don't think many people were playing tight ends for Indianapolis, but, your Jonathan Taylor owners definitely beware. And then New England, they're the Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper. Believe it or not, Austin Hooper was getting some love last week after his big week, and he rewarded his owners with a touchdown. So, yes, a lot of bye weeks.
About that guy, yeah. And also Denver after tonight.
Yep, after tonight, correct. So yes, 6 teams on a bye. So we'll recap that again when we go on the mini draft, because that's very important when we go on the mini draft. So thank you, LT, for pointing that Goddard injury out. He did leave the game after his touchdown, so he did at least reward some people with the touchdown before he left. So LT, what about a stud? You got a stud? We're going to talk about studs and duds. You got any studs and duds you want to talk about?
Yeah, absolutely. I picked up Bucky Irvin, and I played him on 3 of my prize pick sheets, and he cashed on all 3 sheets. I got him on receptions. I got him on yards. I also got him on a touchdown, and he cashed everything.
Well done.
Bucky just went absolutely crazy this week.
Yeah,
it was 33 points.
Yeah, it's always a good cure for people is the Carolina defense. So but see what hurt, it was kind of
Baker Mayfield.
I was exactly Bucky, because Bucky Irvin's doing good. You could say Baker Mayfield kind of went to the dud list, over what he's been doing, because hey, Bucky Irvin's doing good. Why throw the ball? I think that was a cause and effect type of deal.
Yeah, he got 152 yards and a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Hey, so what about Thanksgiving? Are there any Thanksgiving studs and duds you guys want to talk about? I know one that comes to mind was that, man, believe it or not, with Devon Achane, there we go. Hey, Caleb Williams. Folks, all that was second half. And you know what triggered that? And what it was Jahmyr Gibbs. They were about to go up 3 touchdowns on Thanksgiving when Jahmyr Gibbs fumbled the ball, and then kind of turned the whole game around, and Caleb Williams caught fire in halftime. And you saw that Keenan Allen, 2 touchdowns, DJ Moore, 8 for 97 and a touchdown. And then LT's main man, Josh Jacobs, one of his thing, it's still doing it. Didn't have a lot of rushing yards, but he had that touchdown and 74 receiving yards.
4 for 74. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had 117 yards total.
Yep. Oh, and that Tua line, if you look at Tua, all that was second half as well. He had a bad first half, but then he just started chucking the ball in the second half. He didn't care it was 21 degrees outside at kickoff. And then Devon Achane, he had a good game, receiving touchdown, did his thing. Tyreek Hill got over 100 yards receiving as well, so he got into the game. And then, he's not on this list, but Jaden Reed, 2 touchdowns. I think he had 3 catches, but 2 of them were touchdowns. So, he's making the most.
Bowers needs to be on the list.
My, yeah, that's what I was waiting for. He's there. Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Oh, well, Lacey, I was telling LT in the production, in 2 of my leagues, I was playing Brock Bowers and Josh Allen. So I didn't. Yeah, so Brock Bowers ruined my Black Friday fairly early. Aiden O'Donnell. He didn't go to anybody else. He did. He went to Jacoby Myers. Look, 6 for 97. Trey Tucker got a touchdown. So Aiden O'Connell was just chucking the ball.
Spread it around very nicely. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, spread it around. But man, Brock Bowers, he's just a man. But hey, he just goes to show you. Oh, and here's some.
Make my stomach hurt.
Oh man, you seeing the Chuba Hubbard dud list?
Lacey said how well he's been doing.
Yeah.
He just had to basically lay an egg on me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to the bench for you, Chuba.
Kirk Cousins, 4 interceptions. Hey, LT, was that Kirk Cousins or was that Desmond Ritter out there? I couldn't tell the difference.
I think Desmond Ritter would have been better.
Yeah, he only had 3 interceptions. Although Ritter would probably added in 2 more fumbles. He had a fumble. Yeah. Cooper Kupp, he killed me in a couple of leagues with his 3 catches for 17 yards. I don't know what the Saints defense did, but they made Matt Stafford look human out there. But Matt Stafford, he is what they call a zone beater. In other words, he beats zone. So and the Saints defense primarily plays man to man, and I think that's what Stratford struggled with is just playing against man to man. Well, that and he had to travel cross country to New Orleans, which is sometimes always can be a tough place to play. But Breece Hall, Lacey, he's killing me.
He's not just killing you. I want to put 2 teams on the dud list.
Teams.
That is the New York Jets. And San Francisco.
Oh, 49ers.
You think Breece Hall is killing you? Garrett Wilson is killing me. As long as Devontae Adams is around, like what's his name? Aaron Rodgers has got stars and hearts in his eyes. He doesn't see anybody but him. I'm like, what the hell, man?
Yeah,
you're right. Devontae's on the field. He's throwing the ball to him.
Yeah, he won't even look up at anybody else.
Yeah, you're right.
And still we lose.
Yeah. Oh, and Lacey, I sat Terry McLaurin in that Atlanta league because I was his target shares went down, his snaps actually went down in 3 consecutive weeks, and then all of a sudden he comes in and gets 2 touchdowns. So I was like,
Well,
but hey.
What? I should have said Garrett Wilson, and I thought about it long and hard. I picked up that guy in Tennessee, the
guy that I think he has the hyphenated guy.
Yeah. But in the back of my head, I remember there were two guys named John that always told me, "You start your studs. You start your studs." I'm about to shoot that little.
Okay, if people want to know the name we're talking about, Nick Westbrook. Akine. That guy. So
I thought about it, but I was like, I can't sit him, and I forgot about Devontae. So I mean, I'll be smarter.
But now to the Westbrook guy, Lacey, I don't know how he can keep up a scoring rate of 8 touchdowns on 20 catches. So, he's
been doing it.
Yeah, but
I know how you ruin it though. I started.
There you go. So if you don't start him next week, let me know, Lacey, and I'll put in for him to catch a touchdown in underdog. But if you start him, I'm going no touchdowns.
Exactly.
Oh, now I don't want to say what 401 just put on the screen, Lacey, but I don't know if you saw that.
I know he's a Seattle fan and I'm a Jets fan, and this is just the way we have to do it.
So,
it was nice to see Gino back in the in New York at MetLife. Just all he's on the wrong side of the ball. I'd swap him out right now if I could. So well, hey, Gino's saying you give me a good offensive line, you give me good receivers, I can be productive, and that's definitely what Seattle's doing. Some more studs, man. That game last night. They look like they were having Buffalo. They look like they were having such a good time.
Oh, out in the sno,
they were like little kids running around making snow angels or something.
Oh yeah, and they were in short sleeves. Yes. Out there. I mean, no problems whatsoever. So
they're at home. They're at home. They're in Buffalo. They love that. That's what they
don't, but they're used to it and they can withstand it.
Yep. Yeah.
Nobody loves it.
Yeah, I think Christian McCaffrey said it's too cold. I need to have a knee injury. Like, get me out of here.
McCaffrey's like, there ain't no point to this. Get me out of here.
Yeah. So,
I was watching the game, and some of the 49ers just didn't even have on the right cleats. Some of the linemen, they were trying to push.
Oh, yeah. They showed it. They literally showed in their stands trying to get off the line, slipping before they get into their pass rush.
And they were trying to dig the snow out of their cleats from their shoe just so they could get some track.
Come on, now that's a part of your preparation. You got
you got to be prepared for that. Yeah, I think it was obvious from the first, really from the time that 49ers kind of drove down the field at the very first time and got a field goal. Settled for their field goal.
And McCaffrey was catching out of the backfield.
He actually had 9 points, fantasy points on the first drive.
I'm going to give some of that to Debo.
Yeah, well, I still don't know what the deal is with Debo.
I've given up on him.
Yeah. So, but hey, we'll talk about free agent targets. Would any of you guys trust Russell Wilson? I mean, I said I wouldn't trust him. Oh, you already okay. So, but I mean, yeah, but he does get Cincinnati. However, unfortunately, when he plays Cincinnati again, it's week 18. So hopefully you're not playing still in week 18. But he has
in any league that plays in week 18.
Yeah, I'm not in any either. So that's the unfortunate, but he has a pretty tough schedule. I mean, Cleveland is, pass neutral, Philadelphia, tough neutral, Baltimore, easy, pass defense, so to speak, and Kansas City pass neutral. So yeah, two of the next 4 matchups are either neutral or better for Russell Wilson. So I think he's definitely a good option going forward, even though I trashed him last week. And folks, if you didn't pick him up, if everybody was picking up Jeremy Nichols, believe it or not, Chris Rodriguez is still available. And I know he got a lot of his stuff when the game was over, but I actually thought Brian Robinson Jr. was a surprise start. I thought he was going to, I thought they were going to give him this week off and next week off. But folks, again, Washington's on a bye week. So, take that, not a high priority for Chris Rodriguez, but definitely somebody you might want to keep an eye on as a stash for later on during the playoff weeks, because he shows that Nichols is the pass catching guy, that replacement for Eckler, and Chris Rodriguez is the Brian Robinson Jr. Compliment out of the backfield. But hey, I'm not spending any type of fab on him or anything like that, because I think Robinson Jr. Another week off is going to really help him get better. But hey, how about Adam Thielen? 10 targets, 99 yards and a score against Tampa Bay. So hey,
Grandpa said if he was healthy, he's going to catch the ball.
That's right. And Bryce Young, he's look a lot better going forward. So yeah, that's something to get. But hey, we talked about the big bye weeks. You could do worse than a guy as Adam Thielen and Lacey. If you're not in the league with Lacey, Westbrook Akine might be out there. Yes, I said it. 8 touchdowns on 20 catches. There's got to be a regression to the mean, in my opinion, coming closely. But hey, as long as you keep going to
talk it into existence.
I'm just saying, Lacey. But he has the Colts in week 16, but he gets his rematch. He gets a rematch with the Jag in championship week 17.
Don't forget Anthony Richardson. He's somehow it's working.
Yeah, and when they're in the goal line, because when they're on the goal line, they're running. But hey, credit to Jonathan Taylor. He caught a touchdown, so he did get in the end zone. When he's not running, man, at least he can catch him, right? But hey, the thing about Jonathan Taylor, he's on the field all the time, so that's what's always good about him. But hey, got to give love to Anthony Richardson. I think the benching did good. I think the benching of Anthony Richardson and the benching of Bryce Young has helped both of them, because both of them have come back and have looked very good coming back. Yeah. That's right. And hey, Mike Gesicki got back into the thing, 5 targets, 53 yards. I mentioned all the tight ends that are off this week. If he's out there, he could be a spot start. And then, hey, I'm gonna go out there and say Sincere McCormick. I said it earlier. I'm gonna say it again. Hey, you might say who that is, guys. He's the starting running back for the Las Vegas Raiders right now. So we don't know how long Zamir White's out. We don't know how long Madison's out. Amir Abdullah, they like him in the pass catching role. So hey, if the Raiders are staying competitive in games, Sincere McCormick might want to look. And Vidal, running back for the Chargers. Hey. He ran. The Chargers only ran 46 plays for the game against the Falcons. If you watch that game, every time you saw it, the Falcons had the ball. Falcons wound up turning over the ball, it seemed like, but that caused the Chargers not to have a lot of plays. But hey, Vidal got 4 of the 11 running back carries. Not a lot. But Haskins, I think, is out of favor since he fumbled the ball again. So now I think it's just going to go to Gus Edwards and Vidal going forward to a team that has great run blockers on the offensive line. And then, hey, a little nugget, I'm just going to say, you got to look out. Marquise Brown, they're saying he could come back.
Hollywood's coming back.
Hollywood's coming back. A potential option for championship week. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. So, that's all I'm going to say with that, So, but with that, hey, and now with that said, we'll move into is there any other free agents that you guys have been eyeing that I might not have covered?
Well, I'm looking at Isaac Garendo. He should be number one on everybody's list.
That's right. Garendo, thank you, LT. He is the top option because we talked about the McCaffrey and the Mason injury. So Garendo's top. Oh, and then Patrick Taylor. He's going to be elevated from the practice squad. So, but Garendo will get most of the work. Patrick Taylor getting the occasional work. So yes, Garendo and Patrick Taylor, in my opinion, are the top running backs to get on there because those are guys that can play right now. So yes, that's a very, very, very good observation there, LT. Any other ones?
No, I haven't been looking at the waiver wire very much just yet.
Yeah.
I don't seem to get any of the people that I try to get. So,
Well, that's what happens when you're in a league that plays record as setting waiver priority. And Lacey, you're number one, so that means your last waiver priority every week. Since
my team is sucking now.
So, hey, the producers just put up the. Yes.
Wait.
Yeah, he had to put up there because he's talking about, hey, it was number one versus number three. 411 still trying to assert his dominance. We'll look at the details. Look at that. Baker Mayfield, 411 said, I don't care. Baker Mayfield, he don't need a quarterback because he has Marvin Harrison with 17, Derrick Henry with 18, Gibbs with 12. But Jonnu Smith, 411's new tight end of the pickup of the week. I mean, he is the tight end whisperer this year, folks. Mr. 411 listens to the podcast. We give we give some names. He goes and picks them up, and it looks like it's working out.
Yeah.
And then Saquon Barkley, and then the Seattle defense. Lacey, he played the Seattle defense against the Jets and got 14 points.
Well, who wouldn't?
So, but
I understand. I can't stand it, but I understand.
Yeah, but hey, I'll give LT credit. He was throwing Josh Allen out there. He threw McConkey out there again. 20 points for McConkey. Tank Dell. But I think the McCaffrey injury really, really hurt. Like I said, all those points. What was really on the first drive, he got it. It looked like the McCaffrey show, and then just injury, and it just went downhill from there.
Josh Jacobs doing great. Those are the breaks. It sucks when that happens.
Yeah, and I don't know your Jets shut down Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker only 49 yards, 12 rushing on 16 rushing attempts. Yeah, that's a bad average. So I thought the Jets would, they struggled against running back this year.
They were ahead actually. So.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. And Seattle had to throw that one back.
To give that up. So,
yeah. So, but
I love them.
So as you can see, 411 has a little over 11-point lead, but 411 does have Sutton still to go. And like I said, LT praying for the Monday night miracle. So if we go back to the first page, why is this important? You might say, well, look, Fight Squad is in a fight with Carter's Peanuts. So just if you look at the standings, let's just say there's a Monday Night Miracle. If LT wins, Flight Squad loses, LT gets the number 2 seed and a bye. If things stay as they are, if LT loses, no matter what happens in Flight Squad's game, Flight Squad will get the number 2 seed based on points. So yes, this means a lot to LT. But hey, it looks like the top 3 seeds are all locked in. 411, he's locked in as the number 1 seed. Flight Squad and LT, they already playoff bound. Now they're just seeing who wins between LT and Flight Squad in their matchups, respective matchups. The Medic, for some guy that has so many injuries, he's still, I mean, he's playoff. He's in the playoff.
You got to patch him up, yeah.
That's right. Yes, he does. And it looks like Lime legit. He beat me this week, so he'll get the 5 seed because it looks like he'll stay at 5 regardless of what happens with Carter's Peanuts. So it looks like Carter's Peanuts. It looks like he has enough points, even if he loses, that he would get over Curtis's team because Curtis won't beat him in points since Carter's has Peanuts. So pretty much the top 6 is set. The 6 you see on your screen are the 6 that will be in the playoffs next week.
Is it only 6?
Yes, only 6 in that league. So this is what I predict. I think LT, oh my goodness, LT, will you be paying Carter's Peanuts in the first round of the playoffs? Oh my God. 411, get the 411 and producers, get the comparable picture ready. There we go, folks. That is your playoff matchup for next week. It's going to be crazy. We don't, folks, you can't write this big. You cannot write a better script than having a copier bowl in the first round of a match. The only thing it'd be better is if it was like a championship. But Mr. 411 wouldn't like that. So, so yeah.
Rivals like what is it? Like the Raiders and who was it? The Ravens that were rivals with besides everybody.
Oh, well, the Broncos. Oh yeah, right, back in the 80s when you had Al Davis against Boland of the owner. Al Davis and the Denver owners always. I mean, they were always yelling at each other from the press box. You see them pointing at each other. It's like, man, yeah, oh yeah. So hey, LT's not scared. He's going to be on no matter what. LT, right? You come on, win or lose. I give you credit. It's hard to do when you lose, but hey, I'm looking forward to it. Even I don't have a dog in the fight, folks. But hey, you can't get better than a matchup. The only thing's better than that matchup is old school when you had Lacey versus Dolmite. You know, that's the only matchup that can match up to the Copier Bowl. Was that matchup? Right yeah.
And I would like to say, just give us a small toast to the late great Lou Conseca, who passed from this world at 99 years young.
Oh man,
the coach of St. John's.
St. John's.
It's a New York kind of staple, you know. Yeah.
Oh well, I mean they were fine. They were March Madness giants back in that day. So yeah, good shout out, Lacey, for those people listening up in the Northeast area. Hoping they're staying warm. Now, Lacey, are you missing the weather? That New York weather? Are you missing any of the snow or anything like that?
I'll put it to you like this: I came to Georgia for Thanksgiving, and I was like, "Wow, it's cold up here." I'm back in Florida. So no, I'm not missing the weather at all.
All right, hey, so this is right into the mini draft, folks.
Oh my.
Okay. Well, first of all, last week, Lazy, I don't know what you did to me last week, but you put the jinx on Lamar. You beat me by a mere 3 points last week, or this past week, or the week before last. I had Lamar Jackson on that Monday night, and he could not quite make it up against that Chargers defense. But this week, folks, it was another nail biter between. Now, LT, I'm going to give you a shout out. Your Jaden Daniels was the top scoring quarterback for the week, so you got that right. But Lacey, me and you were duking it out from the get-go. Again, I had that quarterback at the last minute trying to catch up, and even though he ran one in and then he threw a couple in, I still could not catch the Nico Collins, A-Chain, Bauer. I mean, you jumped out to a huge lead on me with A-Chain and Bowers early on, and I tried everything I could with Mixon and Chase and McBride, but yeah, that looks like that Bowers touchdown and McBride. I don't know how you get 12 catches with no touchdowns, but he finds way. McBride still has yet to have a receiving touchdown for the year. It's the most on the season. Yeah, he does have a touchdown this year, but it was a fumble recovery. That's his only touchdown that McBride has for the year. Is recovering a fumble in the end zone. 4-1-1. It's still struggling. Mayfield let him down. Gibbs the fumble let him down, and St. Brown. But hey, hey, shout out to the panel. Yeah, hey, shout out to the panel. The three of us on this panel picked the top 3 tight ends of the fantasy for the week. We picked them 1, 2, 3, and they were all on our list. So, the one that let it down was LT. Travis Kelce, Mr. Staple at number 1, let LT down. So, but yeah, that was odd.
Kansas City squeaks by yet again.
Because I tell you, the Bills are going to say, "Gosh, Lee, what do we got to do for them to lose a game?" Because they're only 1 game behind, and they got the tiebreaker. And I'm telling you, just like our Atlanta League, Lacey, that number 1 seed in the NFL is huge. Not only, home field throughout the playoffs, but you get that first week bye, and the bye weeks are gold this late in the season.
Because if you get the first week bye, that means that you're automatically in the payoff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, that's huge. So this week we are going to we're gonna spin. And so, Lacey, you got a 1 week lead on me now for the year. So I need to start piling them together. The thing is, I'm not counting out LT because he snuck in a couple wins this year too.
You can't count out 411 either. It's like it's anybody. This is what we do. We don't have to stop just because the season's over.
Correct. Well, yeah, my season's over. But hey, I love the mini draft because, folks, I'm telling you, if you play underdog, and I would say Prize Picks too, in a way, because Prize Picks, LT, as you can attest to, is an over and under. So if we're picking these guys, we think they're going to go over expert consensus rankings. So hey, if they're on our team, we think they're going to go over on their Prize Pick things. So you could use our mini draft. Because we take schedules into account, we take projections into account on what we pick. So yes, I that's why it's always good to tune in for the mini draft because we're until
another dud. Dead to me. CD Lamb.
Oh,
cannot. I will not.
Oh, so hey, with that said, Mr. 411 already gave me his Mr. 411 already gave me his first pick.
I didn't know it's Saquon.
Yeah, it is. It is. He said if I'm first pick, that's who I want. So Mr. But and hey, that makes it easy on me because he gave me I'm going default for 411. But I don't. Of course, default would have picked Saquon first as well. So so that for what it's worth. But yeah, that makes it easy for 411. So let's see who gets the second pick. Well, Lacey, you won last week at the number 2 spot. Or were you the one? Yeah, I think you were the 2. Yeah, LT was the 1 spot last week. So again? Yeah, so you're number 2 again.
I get to pick before Mr. 411 twice.
So, yes,
him, but
yeah, it don't matter because he says I got 411. Yeah, he says he got Saquon. He don't care.
I know.
So he said you can have the number 2 pick if I get Saquon. It's me and you, LT. Are you going to get the back? It looks like you're going to get the back-to-back. Hey, this is The only difference is me and Lacey stay the same. And then it's Mr. 411 and LT that are switching sides for this draft.
I don't mind the back-to-back on the bottom. That'll work.
Oh, I bet. So, I personally like back-to-back as well. If to be honest with you. So here we'll go up to bring up the mini draft and see Calc and LT. So, and Mr. 401, he is taking here. I need to also, because I got it. If you guys can bear with me, I'm going to pull that over because I'm going to be bringing up default list for 411 after his Saquon pick because he wanted Saquon Barkley if he got first pick. So Saquon. So Lacey, again, Baltimore's on a bye week. Denver on a bye week. I got all the bye weeks listed right there for people to see. So it's your pick.
My pick is Jamar Chase.
Hey, that was going to be my pick. Unfortunately. Oh man, I said it at the beginning of the thing. I wanted him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I remember I said, but just because he's one of those guys that can actually take. Exactly. I was going to talk about the matchup indoors, so you can't get better than that. So, well, with that said, hey, man, I think it's going to be a shutout. It's going to be a shootout. So I'm going to go with Amon St. Brown because I know LT picks twice.
Oh,
I'm going to get
wow.
Amon at home against what could be a shootout.
I know what his 2 picks are going to be. He's going to take Josh Bowers and Josh Allen.
We'll see.
Am I right?
All right, LT, it is your pick. You do got back-to-back.
But what if I pick them in a different order? What if I pick Josh Allen first?
You can. You can pick whoever you want first and then second.
Yeah, I'll take Josh Allen and Brock Bowers.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, we know you.
Yeah. And I only think there's really, in my opinion, there's only 2 top tier tight ends. So I'm gonna get the other one before 411 picks because I have a feeling one of those tight ends will be a high default list. So I'm gonna get my tight end McBride before you guys pick y'all's tight end. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pick him now.
Okay.
Okay.
McBride.
It's my turn?
Yes, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take Jalen Hurts before Mr. 411 tries to stack. Not letting him do it.
Okay, so you have, so you took Hurts, and that was actually the highest default list, so that was a good block.
Right.
Lacey.
Jalen Hurts to block.
Yeah,
like
with the block. Jalen Hurts with the block. So let's see. So 4-1's going to have to pick some because all the things aren't filled. So I'm just going straight consensus. It has Burrow as the next default listing with all these bye weeks with Lamar out and everything. So Burrow is the top quarterback left from the default list. And I'm going to get the next wide receiver for him. Oh, how about this? AJ Brown is the next thing. So he has Saquon Barkley and Brown. Hey, it is the Panthers. So they're going to get points. All right, Lacey, you need a running back or a tight end with your next pick.
Woo-hoo. Okay, running back or tight end. Well, for tight end, I'm going to go with Laporta.
Okay. All right, and now it's my pick. See, and LT already has a quarterback, so I don't need to pick my quarterback. So I'm going to have to pick a running back because he still needs a running back. Well, hey, I got it with a guy that's been dominating carries. He's got a nice matchup. I'm going to go with Kamara against the Giants this week. Mm-hmm. I think he
was
should
on my
be.
list.
Yeah. So
yeah.
All right. So LT, you need a running back and a wide receiver.
I really want to go with Josh Jacobs, but I do not trust Detroit. Detroit's defense.
That front seven's nasty. You are right. Against the run.
Nasty.
Yeah.
But let's say that Kenneth Walker is playing Arizona. So let's go with the Seattle running back, Kenneth Walker.
I know you're going to get a thumbs up from 411, his team. You like some Kenneth Walker III. All right, now you need a wide receiver to round out to round it out for you.
A wide receiver.
You can't have a Monra.
I already got. So
do I go back to the well? Ooh, against Cincinnati. Or Mike Evans. Ooh, 2 good choices. Mike Evans has been peppered a whole lot with 25 points last week.
Yeah.
Let's go with Mike Evans.
Okay.
I just can't physically. My mouth won't say CD Lamb.
Well, not only that, it's the Raiders. So
come on,
absolutely.
Was it Cooper Rush? Is that
yes. So, well, that leaves me the quarterback. One of the reasons I waited on quarterback is because I knew this guy would fall to me. I love the matchup. I just with and when I say matchup, I really wanted Joe Burrow, but I'm actually going on the other side because we talked about the front seven for Detroit. Mm-hmm. The back half of Detroit is not that good because their front seven is so good. So I'm going Jordan Love. I think he's going to have to throw. It's indoors. Even if if they're even with Romeo Dobbs not there, they still have Wicks. They still have Jaden Reed. They still have Christian Watson. And they had Josh Jacobs 70 reception yards last year or last week, so he can catch. So I think in what's going to be a shootout, full disclosure, I've taken Jordan, and it's kind of depressing. I've taken Jordan Love twice in the mini draft, and both times were both games he's gotten hurt. So I hope I'm not putting the jinx on Jordan Love. So because I'm not even putting Jordan Love, I'm gonna put Love as my quarterback. So everybody knows who I'm talking about, anyways. So hey,
break the streak.
That's right. So I'm gonna change it up with Love instead of Jordan Love. All right, Lacey, you need a running back to round out your roster.
Yes, I do. So I am torn between Jahmyr Gibbs and Josh Jacobs. I'm going to take one of them. Regardless of all the rest of it, they're gonna get theirs. They're gonna be in position to do so. But I'm trying to decide. Wait a minute. Which team is Gibbs with? Is that Minnesota?
That's Detroit.
Oh, that's Detroit. Okay. Is Jacobs the one that's with Minnesota?
Josh Jacobs is with Green Bay.
Damn, I'm on.
Aaron Jones is with Minnesota.
Oh hell no! Nothing's wrong with that guy.
He caught the winning touchdown last week.
Yeah, well,
he did.
He did not have. It was not a good look though. Okay, I'm gonna go with Gibbs.
Gibbs. Okay.
Gibbs. Good pick.
And 411 needs a tight end. Actually, the top ranked tight end is Travis Kelce. You are correct. So 411 gets Kelce again. Or no, I think LT had Kelce last week. Yeah, from the same spot. So that is our draft. I will recap. 411 has Joe Burrow, Saquon Barkley, and AJ Brown, and Travis Kelce. Lacey, you have Jalen Hurts, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jamar Chase, Sam Laporta. I have Love, also known as Jordan Love, Kamara, Amon St. Brown, and McBride. And LT, you have Josh Allen, Kenneth Walker III, Mike Evans in a juicy matchup, and the ever-reliable top tight end in the league, Brock Bowers. So
that's a pretty damn good lineup.
That is a great lineup from the number 4 spot.
Yeah. So,
hey, great show, folks. Is there any other closing remarks, Lacey? Would you like to add?
I'm good. It's Monday night. We got a game to watch.
Oh yeah, who's winning tonight? Lacey, Cleveland or Denver?
I mean, they're playing in Denver. I'm gonna have to go with Denver.
Do you have who you think is going to be a top fantasy play this tonight?
Nobody in particular.
Okay.
Denver. I mean, I don't want to say something, but
okay. Well, I'll pose this in over under 20 fantasy points for Bo Nix, the quarterback for Denver.
Under.
Against Cleveland.
Yes. LT says under.
Under.
I think it's under also.
Okay, I hope so because I'm going against Bo Nix, and I need an under. I
played a lot of defense in this game.
I hope so. So I'm hoping Myles Garrett has a big game tonight, and we know LT's going to be watching because he's going to be counting the Njoku catches to see if he can catch Mr. 411 and pull out a Monday Night Miracle.
So
I'm rooting for you, LT. This is taking down a peg.
Yeah. So hey, that's right. So and LT, any closing remarks for you?
Yeah, I've got a little trick that I did pull.
Okay.
Sunday before the actual game started. When the game started, I went to the waiver wire and picked up 2 defenses. Not for this week, but for week 14 and for week 15.
That's it. Yeah, if you're
Arizona defense and the Pittsburgh defense. So I was thinking ahead and watching the waiver wire. playing the defenses and playing the matchups.
Exactly, and that's good because some good defenses with good matchups. If you want to talk Tennessee, even though they got shredded last week, Tennessee still has Jacksonville twice in the next 4 weeks. Sandwiched in between is Cincinnati and Indianapolis. But yeah, anytime you have Jacksonville twice with the upcoming schedule, that's a good thing. So yeah, and New Orleans, I hear is going to be one of the top waiver wire defenses this year because they play the Giants this upcoming week. And that could, and it's, even though it's at the Giants, it is still the Giants. So just, something, but yeah, they're very good. If you're in, once you're locked in the playoffs and you play defenses, hey, this is where you can carry multiple defenses and handcuff quarterbacks or handcuff running backs, because you never know when that lottery ticket could cash. If you have the Blake Corum and all of a sudden, Kyren Williams goes down, lottery ticket. Hey, pick up Jalen Wright, because if Davon Achane goes down, Jalen Wright has actually overtaken Mustard to be the main guy after Achane. So that's another thing to think about. Those guys can be lottery tickets, and especially if you don't have the injury bug, pick up your own handcuffs. You don't want to be caught. You don't want to be the guy saying, man, why couldn't I have gotten that back? If you have Bijan Robinson, you make the playoffs, you better find a way to get Algier, somewhere on your team.
Oh yeah, and especially for the playoff bound teams, it's like, they have a tendency to kind of like not play their studs to their full potential, and so some of the people who might not get as much work end up stealing your points.
So that's why, never rest. Now, even if you're locked and loaded, you can always improve your roster to think ahead. So yes, very good point. So, hey, wonderful show. Thanks. And Lacey, thanks for being flexible and jumping in. LT, as always, I always appreciate you. And of course, we got to shout out to the producers producing the things behind the scenes, getting everything set up. We produce all their work. Absolutely. And so with that,
I want to be sorry that he couldn't be here tonight, but my nose would be growing like Pinocchio. Yeah. I will not tell that lie.
No, you cannot tell a lie. I got you. Yeah. So, excellent. So
you're good.
Yeah, we enjoy all the work 411 puts into the show.
I will have one last thing to say. This is to Mr. 411, even though he's not here to hear it in person. Shout out to Trey. Trey's birthday is coming up, I believe, on the 4th. His son.
Oh yeah.
I remember when that kid was born, and it's
I do too.
He's
I cannot believe it as well. So, time flies, Lacey.
Shout out! His birthday is the 4th. So
okay, happy birthday to Mr. 411's Trey. We appreciate that. Yeah, we appreciate all his dad does for the show. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
I would also like to make a shout out to Mr. 411. A good game, sir. Good game.
What? Go to hell. What's wrong with you? He's your mortal enemy. LT is too kind.
So, all I can say is wait till next week, folks. Yeah, and folks, wait till next week, because we will definitely be covering the Copier Bowl.
That's classic.
Yes.
Right there. Love it.
The picture will be available for the show. So looking forward to it, folks.
I love it.
Well, so for Lacey, for LT, for Mr. 411, the producers, and myself, we wish you all a good night and good luck this upcoming week.
Mm-hmm.